All right. Welcome, everybody. Got played in with a little Fleetwood Mac tonight. How's everybody doing tonight? This is going to be our second night stream. That sounds like an 80s song, too. This is our second evening art meetup here on the Book of the Dead channel. I'm your host, Al. I'm going to be painting a little bit more on the Novatites kill team commission that I have. Trying to work into this second commission I've already got lined up, coming up after this one. And let's get this mic adjusted just a little so I can see the chat. Okay. So you guys still should be able to see me. Yeah, mic's feeding well. All right. So thanks for everybody that showed up spending their Friday nights with me. Or Friday night with me. See. Wet palette's a little dry. Get the sponge to soak some of that up real quick. There we go. A little better. Oh, I'm getting down to the last five of these Novatites, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do next. I got the one with the sensor, which should be fun. Got to paint that smoke. Got a flamer. Whip sister. Got the standard, and got the sister superior. Kind of want to paint this one. I think we're gonna go. Think we're gonna go with the chalice or the sensor, as it were, because I know this is smoke coming off of it. I thought originally it was gonna be flames, and I was gonna do like a little highlight with the airbrush over the entire thing to the flames coming out, but it's actually just smoke coming off of it. It's like a sensor mace. It's like, hit them with incense. So we'll go ahead and we'll start that. Let's see. Go ahead and get the flesh out of the way. Those of you that was with me last night, you saw me do flesh on another model. I typically like to start with the flesh, get it out of the way, get it busted, get it done. Especially after I've done the basic stuff up until now. Let's see. I'm already losing the numbers on these. I was warned. I was warned by that with a couple of my Japanese artist friends about using these Volks brushes. That the lettering does not stay on there. I'm already losing the 1 and the 3. I need to get like a wood burner in here and just label them. Let's go. Oh, did I put a ball in there? I think I did. Getting these flashy paints mixed up. Even after just setting for a day, the pigmentation likes to settle way too much. Find a nice damp section of the. There we go. I don't want to add any more. I might actually have to add a drop. A little bit. There we go. A little bit of war paint stabilizer. I've actually gotten really. I'm really excited about this. It's pretty good. Actually, do I want to use that or airburst thinner? Oh, I'll use the war paint stabilizer. It's done good so far. A little bit of the mixing. Where did I put my rags? In there. There we go. Let's see. It's already starting to try to separate. That's funny. I was gonna do something. Someone someone commented on the fact that I use my thumb a lot. So I use my thumb to like get extra paint off. So I said I was gonna do a photo of my thumb beforehand and a photo of it afterwards. So I'm just gonna take a there we go. had, to, had to take a picture of my own thumb for a second. All right. And honestly, the reason I'm using that is I'm making sure I don't put too much paint on the mini. It also helps me figure out that we have a loose hair on my brush. That would have sucked. So yeah, just applying a lighter shade of I did a darker shade of flesh on all of the Nova Lights earlier this week, and I'm just going in and doing a detailed lighter shade, and I'm applying it in two thin coats. So I'll let this dry just for a second. All right. So yeah, hitting it with this thin down light flesh over this dark flesh, and then hitting it with a flesh tone from Army Builder to blend them both together real quick. Kind of a quick and dirty way of doing a flesh tone really fast. Something I've taught myself because honestly, for the longest time, I hated doing flesh tones on faces. And being a sister of battle like army painter to starting off when I did Warhammer, you end up painting a lot of faces, surprisingly. Hey, Raina! Long time no see. Thanks for the raid. That was so nice. So everyone that's new, welcome. This is my channel. Raina was so nice to bring you over. I'll take good care of them. Yes, I'm so happy we got to talk too. Let me get this flesh tone or this flesh wash on this sister real quick. And I'll actually I told you I was talking about that moonstone commission. I've got it sitting over here next to me. I'll show you the models for the next commission real quick because it's a new skirmish game. Actually, it's not, but it's very simple. It's similar because this is the Norse rune for peace. And it's really funny. This was given to me by a fairy at a Ren fair many, many, many years ago, and I've worn it pretty much every day since. Okay, so this is Moonstone. This is what was sent to me as a commission. It's a skirmish game for Fae. So like it's like they've got trolls and fairies, and this person wanted me to paint their fairy army, which I'm sorry, that's like sick. It's like a little lancer on a wasp. So awesome. But yeah, I'm excited about painting these because the wings are going to be are very butterfly esque, so it's going to be very fun. Some if you're familiar with the artist Brian Froud, the guy that did a lot of like he did the character design for Labyrinth and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, it's these are the cards. A lot of the minis are based on. They look like they're based off his designs. And they come with a weird packing where they're stuffed in the phone. But yeah, the minis look really good. So it's gonna be fun. That's the next commission after these. Let me check these back in the box. Yes, they are resin. I do love working with some resin. Back in back when I first got into model building, I was building anime resin kits, and so I actually really dig working with resin. It's a little harder than plastic, a little more annoying because plastic you got some amazing glues, and plastic does taste better. But yeah, I dig resin. I like plastic too. Like building these plastic models. These are the first plastic sisters I built because when I was back in the hobby, they were pewter. So I was working with metal all the time. Oh, that sounds awesome. I've got a box on a shelf of resin Sisters of Silence that I haven't done yet. Yeah, that was years ago that someone sent me those. Oh yeah, once I'm gonna get this washed down. Yeah, I think the ones that got sent to me were Forge World. Either that or they were ones that he printed off himself. I'm not really sure. But actually, if you give me a second, because it's literally on the other side of my studio, I'll get up and grab them. You guys can probably still hear me too. So, yeah, this is on my model shelf of shame stuff that I haven't done yet. Let's see. Oh, I have a Saint Celestine in here too. I didn't know that, or I forgot about it. I think. Yeah, I think these are resin. Yeah, they are resin. But yeah, these are the old these are Sisters of Silence here, resin. I've got two shelves of shame and a cabinet of shame behind me. That's what happens when you got really into the hobby and then you didn't touch it for a couple of years. But yeah, there's a oh beautiful wings. Yeah, Saint Celestine. Yeah. Something else. That's something I'll end up painting for myself. It is good. That is a good point, Alistair. It is definitely content now. That's honestly what started me in this channel was I thought it would keep me honest about my painting and keep me painting. And occasionally I'll play video games. You mentioned an escalation league, and I've thought about how much fun I had when when I first got into my Sisters of Battle. I was doing a escalation league, and I did I squeezed a tank in there. Like I had like two or three minis. Like I spent most of my points on one match on a tank. Video games are fine, I guess. You know, there is a model building simulator game. Someone bought that for me. It was pretty fun. I should play that sometime on stream just for a laugh. In like critique on how different it is. I'm about to do my how I do my eyeball cheat with a lead pencil sharpened down. A mini base video game. I know. my best friend, he's into minis. He wants to teach me how to. Oh, Moonbreaker. Yes, I know Moonbreaker. Yeah, I've got that game. I played it for a little bit. That's the one where you can paint the minis in game, right? Like you can actually there's like an art program in the game. Yeah, I messed around with that. That was really fun. Yeah, it was really weird messing around with that art program because it was just like painting a mini. You can do shading, you can do like different art techniques to it. It was so wild. It's so weird. Let's get mixed up a little bit. The Get the vortex mixer out. I think it's funny how the vortex mixer sets off my mic, so like as it vibrates, my little PNG is sitting there talking. So did you end up finishing your game? It looked very fun. I'll say that. I got a lot of watching you play. It gave me a lot of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater vibes. The announcer was reminding me of this game a buddy of mine sent me called Stanley Parable. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing when I was watching her play because I was like, "This is this made by the same people that does Stanley Parable?" Because he sounded almost exactly the same. Ah, they sound alike. They sound similar, but yeah, I can say it. Oh yeah. I was telling Pups about that crab game I saw you play because that's right up her alley too. Like, is this song 80s? I don't think this song is 80s. It's supposed to be the best of the 80s. Good luck with your book. There we go. That's the word. My best friend, he's writing a book right now for Infinity, which is a game company that produces another miniature game. Very proud of him. That was something him and I always wanted to do, was write a book, and I'm so impressed that he was able to get a contract with them. Yeah, he's been going to cons. He went to Adepticon here recently, and that's where I got like a big care package full of stuff. Yeah, writing well is hard. But yeah, his book should be coming out. I think they want to release it by fall of next year, so he's been working on that a lot. Doing the silver trim on them. There we go. Okay, I just got your message. I have to look at your nightmare shelf. Okay, okay, okay. That's pretty bad. Is that Gray Knights? I'm now zooming in. I'm now zooming in to see what models you have. Black Templars. Oh, I love Black Templars. I see. Oh, you got a knight. Or you got a is that a Titan or is that one of the knights? Beauty Knight. Gotcha. Very nice. Here, I'll do this. This is the picture of my anime model shelf alone of just anime models I haven't built, ones I picked up in Japan that have just been sitting up on a top shelf for I don't know, almost a decade now. I think. It's, I appreciate you sharing your disaster with me. Let's keep each other on track. That way, our disasters get smaller. I mean, that's the reason I'm doing these art nights. Is I'm trying to encourage people to come paint and chat while I'm painting because that's what we used to do here, and I miss them so much. Like my two best friends, they both moved. Was we used to have they moved a while back, but we used to have paint nights for Warhammer where we would just get together and paint on whatever project we were working on. Which that was it was so nice to do that because if I was struggling with something and they could do it, I could just hand the model off to them. Or if I was better at something than they were, they would hand the model off to me, and like we would just swap around. It's like I learned so much doing that. It was ridiculous. Now to this day, if like we get together, which we haven't gotten together in a long time, like when we actually go visit, like all three of us together, we will schedule a paint night. Like we'll pack up our studios and stuff, and like it's like okay, when we get together this night, we're gonna paint together. Pups should be happy. I know she's listening, and now it's playing Culture Club. But yeah, that was one thing I really loved about Warhammer back in the day was just painting with everybody and just sharing the hobby. What killed the hobby for me was doing tournaments. Like escalation leagues stuff at comic shops, live for it. Oh, it was so amazing. But when we started doing tournament play, oh my god, so horrible. You're talking about poor sportsmanship. Just I met some like horrible players. Just ruined the hobby for me. But one of my favorite tournaments I did play is we I think it was called it was an 1844 tournament, which was at this local war games convention. And what I liked about it was a split list, which means it was a 2-on-2. So my best friend who played Templars and I played Sisters, we did a split army. So he ran his Templars, I ran my Sisters, and it was a split point list. So we could points could go one way, points could go the other, but we had to build the list together. And we did that tournament, and the first people we played was a bunch of people new was two guys new at the hobby. They were fantastic to play against, really nice guys. We had a lot of fun, we laughed. Our second game was with two guys that were best friends, and they were very fun. We spent more time laughing at the tournament than anything else. And then our final one, which of course because we won our first two matches, we get to the final one, and of course, those guys are the boot stompy, ultra competitive guys, and just, it was so horrible. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with it. If I got back in the hobby, that's what I would do. I would never do another tournament. People get they're so offended at tournaments. Yeah, there is an artist that does comics I follow on Twitter, and he does like these 2-page comics, and it's about a Black Templar and a sister that are in love with each other. And it is like one of the coolest things. I'll have to send it to you. Like it's very Warhammer themed in the way that it does stuff. Like um one of my favorite moments is he's trying to train her to be better, and whenever he doesn't want to hurt her, so whenever she messes up, he does the penance himself and makes her watch. So like he's sitting here like flagellating himself with a whip and she has to watch it. And it's just really, I don't know, it's really cute in a Warhammer sense. Like I really like it. Every time the artist does a new page, I just eat it up. And Red Panda Punk, I just now saw that. That's Pups, and she is singing the 80s music that is currently playing. Yeah, it's a good comic. I like it. I dig it a lot. But you were asking me earlier, like if I have any like manga recommendations during your stream. I was like, oh, I can't type that all. But like I read a lot for someone who likes like a lot of dark and like metal stuff and like my whole aesthetic is Cthulhu. I read slice of life manga like crazy, especially romantic stuff. And Dangers in My Heart is like one of my favorites. I got to remember the name of it, but I'm reading another one that's really good. Uh, I can pull it up here. Yeah, I think I'm reading too much. I'm currently reading 112 titles. So yeah, this one right here, this is a really cute one. Which manga titles. They are still being shaken this morning. Um, you can read that title. That's a really cute one about a couple that just take the same train every day and they're having a hard time talking to each other. It's really cute slice of life. Those are my two recommendations for you. It is Dangers in My Heart and that one. They're really good. Yeah, they're both on manga decks. That's where I read most of my manga from. All of my manga from now because the other site got shut down. Like you were talking about Farron, and Farron's one that's on my list. Like I wanna watch it, watch the anime and read the manga. I know about it. It's everywhere. I've seen bits or pieces of the. I'm very much I like read. I'm like that. I like reading the manga first. I did that with Attack on Titan. Like I saw the first episode of it, and I went, nope, I got to read the manga, and I started reading the manga, and then nothing, and like it. I didn't realize it was going to be one of those animes where like nothing good ever happens, and you can only. It's kind of like it. The reason it took me so long to get through Breaking Bad is the same reason. It's like you can only watch something where nothing good ever happens so long until it just starts crushing your soul. Now, my D&D sessions, I do write some dark fantasy, but the Star Wars game we've been playing is really fun because we went from a dark fantasy world to playing a sci-fi kind of slapsticky, funny Star Wars game that we've been running for the podcast on Forever DMs, and that's been fun. We've laughed more times than anything else. So, with you playing a paladin or your character being a paladin, is that your favorite D&D class? I wanted to be a knight when I was a child. When I was really young, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I'm like, "Oh, I want to be a knight." Really? I can tell you, I was part of a traveling sword fighting group. I was a fight director for a time. We performed at Ren fairs. We would do like living chess matches and stuff like that. Yeah. I still have my swords up on the wall. I kept two of them. Have you ever seen that like I think they call it like Eastern MMA or something. The guys are in an MMA ring, but they're beating each other up in armor and weapons. There's a league here where I live of people that do that, and I was like, man, I really want to get into that. Yeah, the few matches I saw was a lot of blood. Did you do like what is it called, dagger hair, where you use the foam weapons? Rattan. Oh, SCA. Were you part of the SCA? See that? Yeah, that's cool. I I know the style of fighting that you're talking about now. You use the rattan weapons. I knew a lot of when we traveled in the Ren Fair circuit. We met a lot of the SCA guys. We'd be in the same Ren fairs and we'd camp together. There's actually a really good book series called "So Dies the Fire." It's actually called the Emberverse, like all the book series. But "So Dies the Fire" is about it's kind of a sci-fi fantasy esque end of the world type thing, and in like they call it the happening. Like at the beginning of the book, like something happens and like a snap, like metal that conducts electricity stops conducting electricity. Gunpowder, instead of being a quick explosive, becomes a slow explosive. And so instantly the world falls into the medieval period again. And the only people that saw what, like, when this happened, the only people were like, okay, we know what's about to happen, were these SCA guys. And so they started, like, building their own little kingdom. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. I love that book series. Like, my favorite part in that book, in the first book. Yeah. I turned her onto it too. She started reading it. Um, my favorite part is the beginning of the is in the middle. Yeah, during the first book, they meet a farrier, and he starts taking leaf springs off of automobiles and turning them into swords. And I'm just like, oh, that's such a great idea because it's automatically it's spring steel. I'm like, that's such a neat idea. All right, it was nice talking to you. I'm happy we got to talk so much tonight. Yeah, go sleep well. All right, for those of you that are still watching, I'm just sitting here and I'm going over the silver trim for this model currently. Hmm. Let's see. Ah, oof, feel like my nose is running. All that pollen in the air. Silver mixed up again. Hmm. Man, getting in these nooks and crannies, this details, a little hard on this one. Peculiar setup in place. Be a lot of going back and fixing this, which is fine. It happens. The thing, you can always let paint dry and go back and fix it. Actually, oh, Cool in the Gang. That's who that is. I was like, why does this sound familiar? Such an interesting weapon to be painting. It's a giant mace sensor. I dig it. Trying to figure out. I know I'm going to use speed paints on the ball, but I'm trying to figure out what colors I want where. I think I want like a very nothing screams like Catholicism other than like tarnished brass and gold and stuff like that to me when it comes to religious iconography. So I think I want to go with that, like a tarnished gold or brass deep in the recesses. Things I think about as I'm painting. Hmm. All right, so that's a good question. All right, let's look. Um, let's look at what brasses I have. That's hemp. Get the brushes out of the let's see. Grim black. We got bronze here. Warrior skin. Graveyard gray. I might use it. Hollowing sand. Okay. Let's see. Bony matter. How many mediums stuck in together? Be paint medium. Flesh. Silver. Oh, no, I got bronze. There's a gold. Hardened leather. There we go. Golden armor. That might be the one I'm looking for. A dark, one dark gold. Ew. I will definitely do some touch-ups real quick before I get into painting this though. The silver on the back where I was doing the buttons should be dry enough to cover up. A little bit of this speed paint on the wet palette. Now I'm still playing around with it, but they do not suggest you put speed paints on a wet palette because the idea of the wet palette, I mean, even a little bit of the moisture from the water on the wet palette can dilute your speed paints way too much. Me, I probably shouldn't be putting on the wet palette, but it's a hard, honestly, a hard habit to break. Where is my black? There we go. These things get so dirty. There we go. Just hitting it. Some of these paints, if you ever see me do that, some of these paints are just a little old. They need a little love. So I hit them with a little bit of flow improver. Just to get them moving. Mm. Wanted to touch up a little bit of the black before we got into this metal stuff. Oh, I do want to look at if there's any more gold that I have. Possibly. Hmm. Let's see. Golden armor. Or bronze. Glittering loot. That sounds good. Glittering loot. Enchanted, enchanted steel. Sounds good too. Just pulling all these metal colors out to play around with. Oh, yeah, this is the one I've heard some good stuff about. Ancient honey. The only problem with these is, God, you can see that separation. How much it separates. Yeah, that's where a vortex spinner comes in handy. That way you don't kill your wrist. Oh, highly suggest. Vortex spinners are amazing. I made fun of other, well, I didn't make fun, but I cracked jokes at other painters that bought one. But I am so happy I picked mine up. Ooh, that's a nice color now. Probably go for a little bit more mixing. Love Hurts by Nazareth. There we go. Oh, look at that. Very rich, almost amber-like color now. Not metallic, though. I think I want to go... I want something really dark. I'm torn between these two. Those are too close together. I think I want to go with the golden armor. First feeling, best feeling, right? Golden armor, it is. Ooh, love hurts. I know it's so entertaining watching me sit here and mix paints for probably 10 minutes. How long it takes to get these speed paints working. Actually, move the vortex. If I move the vortex mixer a little closer, maybe you'll see it. There you go. There we go. The song's a little slower than I remember. Isn't this song like normally faster? I swear it's faster. I know it's faster. It's gotta be faster. I don't remember a copy of a version like this. Usually it's like a lot louder. All right, I think that's thoroughly mixed. There we go. I will say about these speed paints if you've never used them before. Two thin coats is better than just one thick coat. You'll get a lot more details out of it if you do it that way. Has it always been this slow? I don't remember it being this slow. I don't know. It's late at night. We don't need music this slow. There we go. Woohoo, Starship. Let's see. Where's that's too close to a gold. Don't want that beside a gold. It'll just look like oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that needs to get cleaned. There we go. This city on rock and roll. Here's for fears. Doo, doo, doo. Come on. Into you. Come on. Doo, doo, doo. Let's see. See if we can bring some of this speed paint back to life on a wet palette. Maybe? Like some of it's coming up. Mm-hmm. Uh, nope. That's a big nope. Gonna skip that one. All right, so I've been at it for about an hour, 30 minutes. So I'm going to take me at least a little 10-minute break, stretch and pop my old back, grab something to drink. And I suggest all of you that have been watching me this whole time, you guys do the same. And I will be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Or if you have to, leave a note. I'll see you guys in just a second. And just like that, I am back. Aha, now I'm back. Awesome. Okay, so continue painting on these. I am going to look for, let's see, blinding light. That sounds like a good one. Mummified grime, burnt moss. Looking for a good gray to start this smoke off. You know what? Runic gray. That might work. Or battleship gray. You know what? How about a mixture of the two? You know what? Ash and stone might be good too. I'm just gonna end up pulling out all the speed paints. Ugh. Man, I really want to try the ash and stone. Okay. One good thing I really like about these speed paints, and I think I've said it on stream before, they come with, which you can see them in the, you can really see them in the stabilizer, but they come with mixing balls. I don't know if you can definitely hear it as it shakes up. It sounds like a rattle can, but it helps mix the paint, and it's really cool. And the kit or the the big box actually comes with extra ones for you to add. And these stainless steel mixing balls are great. They do work really well with paints. All right. Okay. I said it before. Out of all the Bruce Springsteen songs, why do you play this one? I played it last time, but there we go. This is my band. This is my band. Control. Big, huge Pink Floyd nut. I don't even think Pink Floyd nut like really defines me. I will cry the day that David Gilmour dies. Leave those kids alone. Do, 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 do. Just another brick in the wall. Just another brick in the wall. Thought control. I'm looking for. Is that what I'm looking for? Maybe? No, that's not the type of brush I want. Pull out the old army painter brushes. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Gotta reach for the old masterclass. Masterclass brushes. Leave those kids alone. No. Oh. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do. Do 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 do. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. That gray looks really good. And I'll come back behind it with a brighter white and kind of hit the edge highlight on it. But wow, yeah, this gray for for a wispy smoke. Yeah, that looks good. Going in and catching those um highlights that came up with the zenithal priming or dry brushing I did. It feels like weeks ago. Crazy. Ooh, no one else. Ooh, drives me crazy. I can't help myself. Dun, dun, dun. Hmm. Do a little touch up with the red. It drives me crazy. The romantics. I was complaining that they were playing nothing but slow songs, but actually we're getting some really good ones now. And in my ear that I want to hear, and it's true. Like about you, you know how to dance. And the silver is drying out. It's drying out really even fast on the dry palette. Oh no, I gotta buy it. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Got him. I only had like a few of those this week. One or two. Wasn't that bad. I know I do. I probably need to get me some moderators in here eventually. I got that auto moderation going on, but I don't think that works very well. Honestly, yeah, you know what? Hold on. Want to check. Mm-hmm. There we go. Haha. There. I just made Pups a moderator. She's hanging out in here listening to music. She can work. There we go. I don't know why thinning that silver just now was like the hardest thing. It's so weird. I kept getting the mix wrong. Oh yeah, some Billy Idol. Hmm. Just giving it a once over. Because I'm gonna get into throwing on some shades here in a second. Yep, throwing some shade at her. Throwing all types of shade. As I, where did my dark tone go? There we go. Get some of this dark tone on the yep, on the palette. I want to try to keep it away from the smoke because I kind of want to preserve as much as that gray. I really like that gray. I don't think it needs a wash on it. But adding the wash to areas of the metal is going to give it a nice patina. Then once this wash dries, we'll go back and hit a bunch of the highlighted areas. All right, playlist, you're drunk. What are you playing? Whitney Houston. There we go. I'll be highly surprised if I don't see pups come dance by my office door here in a second. This song. Yep, calling her out. I get a penguin. I get a penguin for that. Is that what I get? With somebody that loves me. Now, if you're listening to this as a VOD, sadly, these songs are not recorded on the VOD because of copyright. However, if you watch live, which I encourage you to, you will definitely get to listen to this music and rock out with us as we paint. Okay, that looks sick. And all I'm doing right now, you've probably seen me if you've watched a few of my videos, is I'm doing a little detail washing on a couple of things. Like I'm not gonna cover the entire model with a wash like some people do. I mean, there's no problem with that if that's your style, if that's how you get your models done, because it can look good. It really can. I did it like that for a long time. Of just I would get the model like I liked it, and then to set the tone, boys, set the tone. Um, I would hit it with a wash to give it that grim dark aesthetic. But what I also do with these washes is I prepare certain areas for black lining, which I've said it before. Black lining is like it is my most favorite part of doing model work. Black lining. I don't know why. I just find it so relaxing, so rewarding. Break my stride, gonna hold me down. Oh oh, you got to keep on moving. Gonna show me down. Oh, got to keep on moving. Break my stride. It's only now. Oh no, got to keep on moving. Oh no, got to keep on moving. On moving. So that's one thing I use as dark tone. Like a lot of people will use dark tones to just cover and bring in the recesses and stuff. I love black lining with it and doing a little detail, like getting it into the shadows and just making the shadows a little richer, muting a little bit of the color. Because, you're not going to go, especially in 40K, you're not going into battle with perfectly shiny freaking armor. It's going to be dirty. One thing, and bringing the dark shade down and like under her pouch and bringing just a little bit of it down because you want the shadow to like reflect, like if it's coming down like this, it's gonna catch the pack and it's gonna bleed into the cloth. Gonna wick some of it off. When I say wick it off, what you're doing is you're just taking a wet brush with just water on it, and then you can wick the excess of the wash off. And be careful with these darker tone washes by the face, because you can really ruin all the details that you put in. Let me get a little deeper in her hood. It's a good look. I probably should have switched to a more detailed brush, but I used to use this Masterclass. It used to be my go-to. Still kind of is. It's still part of my brush collection. I feel like I've been using my Volks brushes too much. I don't want to wear them out too soon or get too like complacent with them. This is one of those songs. This is a song that's right up there with like Margaritaville. That if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it's not a good song. Margaritaville's this weird song about a couple that's trying to cheat on each other, and then they like answer each other's personal ads. It's just weird. This song is just as bad. This silver, I love the silver, but man, this silver is gonna need some love. I have to switch to this air silver. Might have been what I was using last time. That other silver, man, it's drying out. Like, look at that. It's drying out way too fast on a wet palette. That's not right. Nothing should dry that fast on a wet palette. All that means is I'm gonna have to crack it open and I'm gonna have to fill it. Put a good portion of this flow improver in it. I bought this thing not too long ago, man. I've already used a lot of it. So this silver should not dry that fast, and this silver should be, because it's Vallejo's air. It comes a little thinner than normal acrylics, and the reason is it's made to it's advertised that you can go straight into an airbrush with it, and I never recommend that ever. Did the oh my tip broke? My tip split. No. Um. So never recommend that ever. Like never like put you're always gonna want to thin a paint a little bit when you put it into an airbrush. If not, like put a drop of ethyl alcohol in there too, which I keep a little tub of like ethyl alcohol, little tube of it. Um, you don't want to put a lot, and if you do ethyl alcohol in your airbrush, you want to wear a mask because it is toxic, or it can be toxic. But it will keep you from getting dry tip. And dry tip, for those of you that use an airbrush, is when the paint starts drying on the tip of the needle, and it greatly screws up your paint spray. Mm-hmm. All right, before I get into any edge highlighting that I got to do, get to do my favorite part. And it's going to be a little bit of black lining. And black lining is you just take a good paint. I like to use the air paint, and you thin it. You get it nice and thin. Because the object here you're not um you're not painting more than, like, if you think about a comic book, you have inkers that come in before um before they paint or color a comic book panel. You have an inker that comes in and he traces over, darkens the areas. That's pretty much what you're doing with black line. Is you get a nice little detail to where you do a thin black line, get the excess off to where you're just going to be able to get a little. And you're going to go wherever there's a gap, like underneath the hood here, and you're just going to run a thin black line of paint right in the gap, right in the crease. And you don't want a lot of black on it, because what you're going to end up doing, if you do, you'll flood it and you'll kill the details, but because that's not what you're wanting to do. You want to just go in and create a little bit of contrast. The black should be thin enough that if you miss, you can just wipe it off of your finger. But what it does is, if you have two colors meeting and you've accidentally like merged them together and it just looks sloppy, looks absolutely messy, you can run a black line in between the two colors and give yourself a break. It can really make or break a model if it's done correctly. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. And that's one reason I do the black wash first before I do the black lining, because with the black wash, sometimes it'll settle in the place where you want a black line. So it's going to show you where you need to go. Like I'll run a black line where the tabard meets the leg. I'll just run a black line down. I'll do little bitty lines. Try to, I mean, you're not going to get them in between every bead in the necklace, but you can do some of them to get it to pop out a little bit more. And by the face, definitely. And it's one of those things. If you've already got your facial details going, you can really screw up a model, but you just gotta be extra careful. Just glide it into the cracks. And you want it a little heavier than a wash when it comes to the pigmentation. Not a lot. And don't worry about like messing up or like getting too much black in an area, because if you do, you can always fix it when you go and edge highlight, which is what's coming up next after this. Every little thing. Song that reminds me of pups. That's one good thing about blacklining. You actually just saw me do that. Is I put a little too much on it, stuck it with my finger, and pulled it off. And blacklighting actually works really well on this sensor up here because of all where all the different metals meet each other. Get in there. And like I said, don't worry about getting in there and like messing up or anything because you can go back and refix it when we do an edge highlight. Which is coming up here in just a second. So with edge highlighting, after you've hit it with the dark tone and you've brought it down some, coming back with a lighter shade, or in the case of like this silver, going over the silver again, and what you're doing with the edge highlighting is you're just hitting areas where the light's coming down. Like you don't want to hit the entire edge, but like the Florida Lee right here, you can see where the light's coming down this way almost. So you're gonna want to bring this in, and you're just gonna do a little bit of a brighter silver here and on the round of this Florida Lee. A little bit here. There. And the brightness will, and you know, if you get it a little too bright, you can always go back over it with a dark tone a little bit. And I might do that just a little. Yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of edge high. And with edge highlighting, I'm not going to go into the speed paints. What I'm doing is I'm going to try to find some stiffs. I have it here. I'm not going to use that silver. Where is it? Right here. For the brass, I'm going to use that. I do have a gold. Yep, gold. Gold and brass right here. These will be the highlights for the speed paints. I do need a really bright white, so we're going to go with this. And that's going to be for the smoke coming off. I'm excited to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Rest of this paint I'll push to the side. This song I know from Rocky. I want to think it's Rocky 4 when he fought the Russian, maybe. But like, you know, this was the song that was like the training montage with Sylvester Stallone sitting there getting all ready to go defeat the Cold War and beat the Russian. Played by Dolph Lundgren, who was a great villain. He dies, he dies. Like I watched all the Rocky movies, which I have like a soft spot for them. I haven't seen. I saw the first Creed. I didn't see the second Creed yet. I really want to, but I have a soft spot for the Rocky movies. I grew up watching them with my dad. Like all those, the Rocky movies, the Predator movies. Watch those growing up. Still love the Predator movie. And we're just gonna do little bit of edge highlighting with this wispy smoke. Now we're not doing a dry brush. No, you don't want to do a dry brush here. I mean, you could if you wanted to. I mean, I'm sure it'll look good, but I'm not doing a dry brush. I just want to hit a few of the edges with this really bright white. Look at something. You know what washes I have? Strong tone, mild tone, soft. I'm not gonna lie, I've got this blue tone I've had for years. I kind of want to put it on that smoke, at least in the recesses. Kind of really want to see if it'll make that smoke look like blue smoke. Cause isn't that what they do? Like when they make they like find a new pope, they put a certain color smoke. Just the idea of it. I might be totally ruining this, but it's one of those things that's just in my head. I've got to try it. Oh, I hope I'm not making a mistake. Oh, I hope I'm not. Let's say, fuck it, we ball. Let's do this. Don't hate it, but it's definitely gonna miss something. I don't hate it, but definitely. Mm, Only fitting I hit it with a holy white. I really don't see the difference between these two. I'm gonna try the black. See how blinding white this is. It just looks like a light gray. Okay. Oh, That's the lightest gray I've got. Unless I put. Oh, I think I'll put a color marker. Hmm. Hmm. Where did I put that? All right, so all that's left is a little bit of edge highlighting on this one, and I will finish that up later. It is about the time I like to call it. Appreciate everyone that stuck with me this far. If you stick with me for a little while longer, I'll find someone to raid and we'll keep this going. Uh, all right, just looking real quick. All right, we're gonna raid one of the people following me and supporting me. So thank you guys very much for spending the night, spending the evening with me. We're gonna be calling it here, and I should be back again painting Monday evening. I should have a schedule out. I do plan on yeah, coming painting again come Monday evening. So you've stuck with me. Give me a follow. Love you guys for staying as long as you did. And let's get everybody ready to go over. I don't know who. All I know is they follow. So it's trying to share the love.
Fuck.
Is that why he left so quick?
Yes, I was like, no. I wanted someone to do it.